Okay, hey everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great day today. Okay, just 1 second here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Days Gone video later today. It's processing. I'm gonna try to have it out tonight. If not tonight, it'll be up early in the morning. Uh, I'm sorry I missed your birthday stream. Happy belated birthday. It's okay, Brian. Thank you, dude. You don't have to apologize for not, coming to my birthday stream, guys. Watch whenever you want. But thank you, everybody who wished me happy birthday. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I wanted to start the streams a little bit earlier. Okay, let's help, Kirsten here. How you guys doing today on this Sunday? What's wrong, Dixon? Do I get sick of wearing the mask? No, not really. It's cool. It's like I don't really get hot in this mask, so this mask's plenty to breathe out of. Is this the last part, or is it after it? There's still going to be 3 parts left. There's a secret gun that you can unlock. I want to show you guys the secret gun also in the game. Oh, I apologize for that, Greens. I was just doing a few things with my family after the stream last night. I was really tired and went to bed shortly afterwards. I will take a look at it a little bit later, and I'll, reply to it. You said it was on my tweet yesterday, right? It was on the tweet yesterday, right? That's where the art was? I promise I'll take a look at it a little later. I'm sorry about that. I just got off last night because was really tired. Quasimodo predicted all this. Thank you, Will. Yeah. I know that's a quote from The Sopranos. One kilometer left. A police officer said something nasty to you while you were on a ride on your scooter. I'm sorry it happened to you. Cops aren't allowed in general to just curse at people, especially not for no reason. Cops are supposed to conduct themselves in a professional manner.
That's going on the books, people. Cars sold, well done.
Every time I see someone else playing GTA Online, their video playback looks better. Is it because of your setting that makes the game look so good? Wait, my game looks better than everyone, or everyone's game looks better than mine? Wait, what? Bro, why didn't Rockstar reveal GTA 7 at the State of Play? Yeah, GTA 7 is living in the heads of clickbaiters. Thank you, Amar. Okay, it was just that? That's all we were selling there? Okay, best, best friend, I will help you, after I help Minifig, because I promised Minifig I'd help him after Pierston. So I'll help you, after I finish helping Minifig, okay? Okay, Are you gonna play the new Hitman Elusive Target? Yeah, I'll try it, Axel. Thank you, Xavier, also for the super chat, Axel. You think GTA 6 will not live up to the hype? And I think it'll live up to the hype. It has to. Oh, you live in Canada, Dixon? Okay. Out of all the government agents in the GTA series, which one is the most honorable and which one is the worst? Heshton is probably the most honorable in GTA Chinatown Wars. The worst one would be Tenpenny or Steve Haynes. Yeah, I could, Alvinor. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. Oh, hey, WRV. What just happened? Hey, thank you, Will, for the super chat. And thank you, Ricardo. Hey, Pro, you gonna watch the FIFA World Cup? When is it? Maybe I'll watch it. What just happened? I can't move. Oh, what the? Now I'm confused.
I should work in a pit team.
2026, okay. Yes, if you join the session WRV, I can help you, but I'm gonna help Best Friend after I finish helping Minifig, and then I can help you. Oh yeah, I love Bioshock. I could play it one day. The new 007 game? I'm excited for it. Hey, Sheep Taco Man, how are you? Did I see the Black Ops 7 reveal? I saw a poster for it, but that's about it. Uh, is there like a trailer or something? Does your old money making videos work for new accounts? Yeah. You know, Pretty much all my guides are still relevant. Okay, let's see who can get there first.
All right, people.
Wait, what just happened? What? Time to deliver? What? Deliver to the closest police station to earn... Oh, it's his internet. It's his internet, yeah. It is his internet. I think. I'm pretty sure it's his internet. I was literally right there about to deliver, too. Oh, that sucks. Also, Minifig, I don't want to piss you off by saying this, but you had just lost all the cars. Because when you actually disconnect, you lose all the cars. That's what basically happens. With other businesses, you actually part of it, but with that, all the cars are gone, actually, now. If you rejoin the session, I can give you this car. You have to put it in your import-export warehouse really quick. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it, though. If it's going to work. There's 2 minutes left, so I can give this to you if you rejoin, but I don't know if this is going to... Yeah, that sucks. Minifig, join this session back really quickly. Come to me and take the car, quick. You got 1 minute and 40 seconds before this mission fails. I might as well drive this to his warehouse. His warehouse was what, like over... It was back here, right? Yeah. You gotta be quick, Minifig. You got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Happy birthday, the professional, aka Patrick. Thank you, Ricardo. Crap. It's not letting me join up. Oh, this might suck now. You can't give export cars to people? I don't know, I guess I'll try it. Black Ops 7 is coming to PS4. What it is also? Thank you, Captain Kirk Games. It's coming to PS4, too? Black Ops 7? Yeah, that's... Okay. What the? What? Why is it... This one's on fire too. Rockstar should make a GTA 5 tribute when GTA 6 drops. They probably won't do it. Okay, well that really sucks what just happened there. Does best friend still need help selling? I guess minifigs here, I'll continue to help him, but... What's a tribute? Remembering something. The game is glitching out? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can help you with that at the end, WRV. We got Black Ops 7 before GTA 6, yeah. Do you think that Dexter is a sociopath or a psychopath? He's more of a sociopath because he doesn't like to hurt innocent people, so it's a psychopath wouldn't care about something like that. Really enjoying your Days Gone playthrough. Thank you, Anthony. What's wrong, Zach? Wonder if Black Ops 7 is going to force me to download DLC just to play the campaign like Modern Warfare 2019. If it does, I'm going to be so mad. Hey, Cayman, yeah. You know, I really hope they answer these stupid cliffhangers in Black Ops 7's story mode. I guess we'll see what happens, but... Okay. Spawn this here. They're 100% GTA 5 on PS3 and PS4, not on, PS5. No, I haven't yet, Jam. Yeah, I can definitely do that, Anthony. 100%, I can retry the 7-Day Survivor. I nearly had it last time, but then, you know, Ken came and killed me. What was the new Call of Duty reveal? Was it actually like a trailer, or was it only like a poster? Like, what was it actually? There's a trailer, huh? Okay. I'll probably take a look at it a little later. I look like a Payday 2 character, huh? Thank you. Killed a bunch of them too with that. Great. Also, that plane is pretty strong. I've done that mission multiple times. You can ram into a car when you're landing it, so it's not a concern. Damn, I'm getting firing squatted right here, right now. I think they are Swedish developers of Payday Overkill. Do I like James Bond? Yeah. I more like the older movies than the new ones, but yeah, somewhat. Will you do a video talking about the F student trend? If you don't know what it is, it's where students are posting videos of them destroying school property. What? Is that a TikTok thing? But I will tell you guys this. I'm gonna do a crazy current events video later this week, and you guys will not believe me what happened. There was a DoorDash driver that came and to this guy's house, and the guy, you know, got his, you know, groceries, and what ended up happening afterwards is the DoorDash driver wasn't happy with the tip that he got, and so he came back to the guy's house with a gun and demanded a bigger tip. And the homeowner disarmed him. Like, just knocked him to the ground, disarmed him. It's actually on video. On the guy's doorbell camera, it's on video. And he disarmed him, and then the police came and arrested him. So, like, I cannot believe the DoorDash driver came back to the guy's house with a gun and demanded a bigger tip. That was, yeah, that's... But if you don't believe me, just look up the story. Look up DoorDash driver comes to guy's house with a gun. It just happened, like, a couple days ago. I think that the homeowner, though, the homeowner was like a buff guy, like he works out. He probably was ex-military or ex-cops. Maybe some kind of security, because he knew how to disarm him pretty fast. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is, wrong with this tipping culture. I don't know. You know, this is getting out of control. The thing is, for me, like, whenever I give tips, I give either a 20 or 25% tip. That's how I've always done things. I'm very generous with my tips. And one time, I ordered from a burger restaurant that was like 10-15 minutes from my apartment, and I gave a 20% tip, and the driver was pissed off that the tip wasn't enough, and had basically taken my food. I didn't get my food. I did Mustang. $25 tip. Do you think that's too much? My normal rate is 20%. Normally, I give 20% tips, but I give a 25% tip if it's like raining or it's late at night or it's snowing. If it's late at night, snowing or raining, I'll give it an extra 5%, so 25%. That's how my policy always done things. What are your thoughts on the Switch 2 tripling the 24-hour console launch sale records previously set by the PS4? By the way, belated happy birthday, Patrick. Thank you, Eric. Wait, so Switch 2 tripled the amount of PS4 sold in the first 24 hours? Really? Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. No, I still haven't LCPD. LCPD, I've just been so busy, and like this month I'm so busy because this month I'm doing like Half-Life, Brothers in Arms. I am doing Mind's Eye, also finishing up Ace Attorney and Days Gone. So it's like a lot of projects that I gotta get to, so I just haven't been able to play any other game, really. Also, Minifig, go to your next business, and please get your next business ready. Because I'm about to deliver this. Yeah, we'll do Half-Life later this month. I know a lot of people have wanted me to play Half-Life. By the way, when I play Half-Life later this month, I'll also dress up as the main character. But I have never played a Half-Life game before. I've never played it. I don't even know what the plot is. I don't. It's gonna be my first time playing a Half-Life game. The main reason the reason I'm playing Half-Life is because you guys have told me to. Like, so many people have requested me play Half-Life. Like, a lot of people have. One of my viewers, he gave me a big donation like a couple weeks ago, and he asked me, "Can you please do a playthrough of Half-Life?" So I promised him we would also do Half-Life, and I'm also excited for it. So we're gonna be playing Half-Life. I never played the game, but I've heard it's really good. So we'll give the game a try when it comes out. The only thing I know about Half-Life is I know that it's like a it is like a game where he plays like a scientist, and there's like some lab or something like that, and some monsters. That's as far as I know. I don't know really much more about that. I know it's made by the same people that make Left 4 Dead, so I know that, but I don't really know anything more than that. Imagine telling someone in 2013 that it'll get a 7 Black Ops game before GTA 6. Yeah. Mafia series, later in July, or July and, end of June. How do I join your session? You'd have to have me added, buddy. It's just, I can try to add you if you want, but, it's, I have to play it like this, where I'm only in friends-only sessions, because, and also, for anybody who's watched, if you've watched my channel for, like, years, if you've watched my channel since at least, I would say, 2020, 2019, then, you know this is, like, the most peaceful streams ever. Like, these streams are so peaceful, so chill. Like, 5 years ago when I did streams, they were out of control. They were just chaotic. I had people that were coming into the session constantly doing orbital cannon, you know, harassing me, griefing me, just talking crap, you know, sending rude messages. It was like really bad. And it was because it was public sessions. Public sessions were just horrible with that. But ever since I've been able to sell in, like, private sessions now, I don't have to worry about any more of that stuff anymore. So now it's just so peaceful. This is so peaceful now. The thing is, though, is that a lot of times when these when these idiots, like, you know, came and, like, griefed me, a lot of times I was also like, I was wondering, like, a lot of times I wondered, like, why? Like, why did you do that? Because, like, I'm not a toxic player. I don't constantly do PvP. I don't fight other players. I just want to, like, help people sell their businesses. That's it. Just help people make money on the game. But people constantly want to fight with me. Yeah, attention. That's what I think so, too. You know what the funniest thing, you guys want to know the funniest way I trolled a griefer once? You want to know what I did once, a long time ago? This guy just kept killing me in GTA Online, and he kept just texting me 1v1, 1v1, 1v1 over and over again, just spamming my phone with his messages, 1v1. You know what I did? I invited him to a tennis match. And the guy wanted to 1v1 me so badly, he didn't even realize I invited him to a tennis match, and he just joined it right away. The only thing I regret about that is I didn't film it. I should have recorded that. I should have recorded that, because that would have been hilarious to make a video on that. That would have been hilarious. How did Captain Curry find out about Sarah being Deacon's wife? The tattoo that he has in the back is the same thing as the ring that Sarah had, and also he saw Sarah and Deacon kissing. I can't make this drop. Can you guys make this drop? What's going on here? The drop's not working here. Yeah, it's not working. The drop isn't working. Fable? I don't know. I've never been into those games, really. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, truck, I think, the truck is bugged, I think. I can't make the drop to either one of them. Minifig, you're gonna have to take the truck from me. I can't make the drop. It's not working. Yeah, you are right in a way, zombie. Have you ever heard of Enver Hoxha? He was the dictator of Albania for 40 years. He's basically the Albanian version of Stalin. Yeah. He also allied with China, and he built this crazy, like, bunker network all over Albania. What you need to know about the STM strike, Patrick? Wait, what, Bork? STM, what's that? Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so look at this, guys. How long ago did the crates update came out? 9 years ago. It came out 9 years, and there's still glitches where you can't deliver cargo properly. So we weren't even able to deliver them with the trucks here. Minifig, you're gonna have to close your app and rejoin. You're gonna lose 3 crates, but you'll only lose 3 crates. Montreal Metro. It's crazy to me that the Colonel believes Skizzo over Deacon, who did a lot of jobs for him. He's, yeah, the Colonel is an idiot. And here's the thing is, the Colonel never, was an officer in the military. He never actually was. He's a liar. He's a fraud. He served in the military decades ago, and he actually got thrown out of the military for drugs. So he was actually kicked out of, dishonorable discharge out of the military for drug use. And so when the apocalypse happened, he basically wanted to pretend to be like, you know, this big officer that's calling the shots, this big soldier that he always wanted to be. When he never was an actual officer in the military. He never was. He doesn't know what Deacon's unit is. And he tells Deacon, you know, don't lie to me, I'll know. And then he also says the exact same thing to Skizzo, don't lie to me, I'll know. And he believes Skizzo. Also, there's more proof that Colonel Garrett was not a military officer, because Colonel Garrett ordered the militia to have their armory right next to the gate, the main gate. Now, why do you think that would be a bad idea, having your armory, all of your weapons, located at the main gate? That's one of the stupidest things that a military can do. Like, having all of your guns, your armory, right near the front entrance to the base is one of the stupidest things that you can do. But that's basically what's going to cause the militia's downfall in the end. Sorry I didn't come to your birthday stream. I wish you all the best in the world. May you always be happy and succeed. You are an amazing person. Thank you, Akiva. Thank you for the super chat. Is he really going to attack and kill everyone at Lost Lake? Oh, yeah. He, Colonel Garrett wants to basically genocide every single other survivor camp. So, like, he basically thinks the militia are the last line of mankind left and that everyone else should die. That's, you know, his belief. When I expose IE for blatant lies, fraud, Patrick? Wait, what are you talking about? What's IE? What is that, Bork? Thank you for the super chat. I'm confused. You don't have to super chat me again. Can you just explain what you mean? What's going on? What's IE? Who's worse, Vladimir Makarov in Call of Duty or Dmitry? Makarov. Oh yeah, Makarov caused way more suffering. Thank you, Alvanor. Oh, dude, join. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see the invite, minifig. I'm sorry. Remember when Inside Edition changed the story of one of their segments? Oh, Inside Edition, that's what you're talking about. Are you talking about the police shooting at the wedding in Florida? Is that what you're talking about, Bork? That's the case? Go to the crash site, okay. Am I gonna play Resident Evil? Maybe one day, but right now it's not on my planned list of games. Been making 1 million a day grinding vehicle cargo and acid and mixed goods this week. Yep. It's a great event, too. This is the best time to make money on GTA Online. There's just so many different ways to make money on the game. I've pretty much given up making money on this game because I have so much money already. Been making 1 million a day grinding vehicle cargo. Yep. Is this the summer update is gonna come out this month or next month? What's coming out next Tuesday? The update? I mean, we don't know yet. I guess we'll see, Go, go, go. What's leaked? Wait, what? I was watching some of your old lore videos. Do you still think Kenny Petrovich and that homeless guy who found the diamonds is going to be in GTA 6? If Rockstar follows their lore, yes, Cayman. They will. Thank you, Cayman. 6 more months until Fallout Season 2 comes out, and I'm really excited. Hopefully, it'll be just as good as Season 1. Are you looking forward to it? Oh, of course, Jimmy. Yep. Definitely. Bork, what story were you talking about, by the way? Which Inside Edition story? Is it the Florida wedding? Is that the one you were talking about? Thank you, Jimmy, for being a member of my channel for nearly 2 years. And also, Caesar's Legion is going to be in Season 2 of Fallout. They will be. And I really hope, if they have Caesar's Legion in Season 2 of Fallout, I really hope that Caesar's Legion are probably going to be the antagonists. But I really hope they're not incompetent, like they're not stupid. Because Caesar's Legion managed to conquer all of Arizona. So, you know, you're not going to have stupid people that managed to do all of that. So I really hope the show doesn't portray them as incompetent. How many countries fought in the Korean War? The United States, Canada, Turkey. Turkey was actually a big one in the Korean War. South Korea. Um, uh, on the communist side, it was North Korea and China, and the Soviet Union, because the Soviet Union did send pilots in the Korean War. What else we got? It was a United Nations mission, but the U.S. was the biggest force in the Korean War. So there was other armies that fought, but it was mainly the U.S. that was in the Korean War. Well, U.S. and South Korea, but the U.S. was the biggest out of the UN forces. Hey, Rational, I hope you are well. I was wondering, do you think John betrayed Javier because Javier wouldn't have betrayed John? Red Dead? John betrayed Javier? Well, I don't understand what do you mean by that? Can you explain your position a little more? How did John betray Javier exactly? Are you talking about him working with Edgar Ross? Yeah, Mind's Eye Part 1 will be on the day it releases, yes. Thank you, Phoenix. John Marston, I denied these claims. Yeah, so I think more of it was Javier betrayed John, not the other way around. I think is that the one where like students were destroying toilets on TikTok? Is that what you're talking about, Dixon? Is that dumb crap? Yeah, Javier and Bill were pretty bad, but Micah was the worst one. Okay, get into a plane. I'm enjoying your Brothers in Arms playthrough. Thank you, Phoenix. Most evil Fallout villain? The most evil character in the Fallout series. This would be a difficult one to think about, that one. No, no, Lanius is not the most evil one. There's people that are worse than Lanius. I think the most evil character, if you even count him as a character, is possibly John Henry Eden. But John Henry Eden is a robot, so I don't know if you count him as a character. Braun is also really bad. Yeah, Braun is really evil as well. No, House isn't evil. House is not evil. You could make the argument that House does some bad things, sure, but he's not evil. Favorite Fallout companion? In Fallout 3, my favorite companion was Jericho. In Fallout 4, my favorite companion... Either Strong or, Gage. In Fallout New Vegas, my favorite companion will be Raoul. What if Franklin never broke into Michael's house? He'd probably be stuck working at the dealership still. Thank you, Chief Officer Henry Wild. Ironically, that set up Franklin's career. And thank you, Fusion. I asked because Javier went looking for John with Arthur, but I just felt like John betrayed him because he went looking for Javier to arrest him. Well, the thing about that is, Javier was more loyal to Dutch than he was to John. That's ultimately what it was about. It was his blind loyalty, and you have to remember that Javier basically sided with Dutch when Dutch abandoned John. So I would say that Javier betrayed John first. And thing is, John didn't really have a choice. He didn't really have a choice. They were holding his family hostage. Sorry for the slow reply, man. No, it's okay, Fusion. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you, Dr. Beyonder. Oh, I see you got, Raoul, as your avatar, the guy from GTA 6 now. Have I thought that Abigail was a bit scummy to John? At times, sure. Sorry for asking about what, QC. You're fine, dude. Thank you, Dr. Beyonder, again. Can I ask you, what currency is that? TRY? I don't know if I've seen that before. What country's currency is that? Oh, you don't have to apologize, QC. Oh, it's Turkish money. Okay. What's wrong with Abigail? John Marston asks. Oh, man. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, XYCZZ. What's your comment, April? No more prequels. No more. No more for Red Dead Redemption. I don't mind a new Red Dead game, but please, no more prequels. No more. if on the next Red Dead game you should play as Jack or play as somebody else, and it should be set after the events of Red Dead Redemption 1. Oh, thank you again, Dr. Beyond. There, thanks, dude. I wouldn't say he's necessarily evil. He probably wants what's best for the world. That's in his twisted mind, Jimmy. I'm starting a GTA YouTube channel. Any advice for me? Hey, PvP grinder. Yeah, I would, the truth is, starting a GTA channel right now, it's a lot harder than it used to be, because GTA Online is pretty much past its prime. Like, you know, starting out a GTA channel today would be pretty difficult. But like, you know, when those updates were, you know, years ago, it was a lot easier to grow on it, but it doesn't mean you can't grow on it. But if GTA 6 comes out, here's the advice that I can give you. When GTA 6 comes out, upload the entire story of GTA 6 when it comes out. Upload, because what's going to happen is people are going to eventually search up those missions, and you're going to be one of the first few people that uploaded it, like, you know, right when the game came out, and you're going to get, like, views over time from that. That's one thing I would recommend you. And also, don't do it where, like, some YouTubers, what they do, and I really hate it when some YouTubers do this, but some YouTubers, they make a video out of every single mission in GTA. And I personally, I think that's ridiculous. Because there is, there are YouTubers that will make, if there's like a 5-minute mission, they'll do like a 5-minute video on just that one mission alone. And so, like, like San Andreas is like 100 missions, for example. There are people that will do like a video for every single mission individually. Don't do it like that. You know, have like a video, like, I would say keep your videos under an hour, but like have like a few missions in each video. That's like the best format that people like watching in. Like those long parts are like under an hour. That's typically, I've noticed people on my channel, they tend to like that. When I do playthroughs, they tend to like videos that are usually like a little bit under an hour, and have like a good chunk of the story in each part. Thank you again, Dr. Beyonder. Thanks, dude. I personally enjoy your longer videos. Thank you, dude. I don't know if you believe the latest leaks or not, but I'm cringing at the rumors of burglaries not being in the game. Burglaries not being in the game? What, are you talking about GTA 6? No home invasions in GTA 6, no burglaries? Really? They better have burglaries in GTA 6. I love the burglaries in San Andreas. Oh, thank you again, Dr. Beyonder. You know, you're on a streak with those super chats. Thanks, dude. Can you post it again, April? Oh, I scratched Martin's limo. I hope he's not pissed about that. My most disliked Fallout companions? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What companion do I dislike the most? I don't know. In general, a lot of the companions are great people. I'm calling GTA 6 woke if they don't have burglaries. uh, Question for the chat: who do you think would win in a fight, Nico Bellic or Trevor Phillips? If we're talking fist fight, it would be Trevor. If we're talking gunfight, Nico. Sniper duel, it would be Nico, 100%. Thank you, U20. Pegorino family's way weaker than Madrazo cartel. Oh yeah, 100%. And another super chat from Dr. Beyonder. Thank you, dude. Thank you. You're on fire with those super chats. Thank you. Will Nico return in GTA 6? No. I can't imagine that. There'd be no reason for him to be in Vice City. No, I don't think it's gonna happen. Thanks for responding to my question. No problem. Did I read your question, Dixon? Oh, that one, the Nico Trevor one. Yeah, okay. For happy birthday. It's okay, Eamon. Thank you, dude. You don't have to apologize for being late. I appreciate, you know, the thanks. There was no reason for Johnny to be in San Andreas, but here we are, yep. I seen the story trailer for Mafia, yeah, I seen it. It black screened you? Wait, what minifig? Any good cars in Simeon's dealership this week? We can check, but that whole car dealership thing, like, nobody uses that. Like, that was, like, such a forgotten thing. Like, have you guys ever seen anybody use the car dealership vehicles? Like, I almost never see anybody go there or do anything with it. Happy birthday, great stream. Thank you, Elvis. Thanks, dude. It's useless unless there's removed vehicles there, yeah. There's nothing even in here.
Hi there.
Oh, now there is something here. The Hexer. Dual lore video on Simeon. Yeah. Simeon is such a scumbag. Why does communism never work? That's a great question. I can answer it. The reason communism never works is for four words. 4 words. It's against human nature. That's essentially why communism is a failed system and it's a garbage system, and it doesn't. It will never succeed. Basically, what drives society and pushes society forward is innovation. It is, creating new ideas, creating new products, new medicines, new cars. So, like, for example, think about it this way: is that imagine there's like a deadly disease out there, right? And somebody makes a new treatment for that deadly disease, and this treatment is revolutionary, like it works. It's not like the greedy pharmaceutical companies, but it actually like works. Somebody that does something like that, they're going to want to be a millionaire. They're going to want to make a lot of money. I mean, sure, they're going to want to help people, but they're going to want to make a lot of money. And at the same time if you are living in a society where you get paid the exact same amount as everybody else, then literally, what's the point of innovation? What is the point of discovering new things? What's the point of, creating new products, creating new things? I'll tell you what the communist argument is. The communist argument is, it's for the benefit of society. It's not to benefit yourself, it's to benefit society. But that's basically what drives innovation. Humans are individualists by nature. We are individualist beings by nature. We think about ourselves, primarily. And so when we are wanting to create something, we're going to want to get something for it. Why do I make a business? Because I want to make money. Everybody likes money. Everybody wants to make money. So there's really no point in innovation. There's no point in creating something if you're not going to get rewarded for it. Basically it. That's the problem with communism, is that communists basically think that everybody's doing everything from the goodness of their hearts. But in reality, that's not how life works. This is why in capitalist countries always have so much more innovation than communist countries. Communist countries are a disaster. When do communist countries create something new? They create something unique that the rest of the world wants. When do they do that? The only thing I can think of that communist countries do that capitalist countries want is cheap labor. That's literally it. It's like in communist countries, people work for very cheap, and they produce for like capitalist nations. That's it. Like literally, there is nothing else that I can think of that that a communist nation, communist nation provides for the rest of the world. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Like, what have they invented? Like, what have they made that it was revolutionary? I can't think of anything. Well, here's the thing about the AK-47. Mikhail Kalashnikov, the guy who made the AK-47, if he never lived under communism, if he never lived in the Soviet Union, he would have been one of the richest people in the world. I'm telling you that right now. Like, Mikhail Kalashnikov would be richer than Bill Gates. He would be. The guy who made the AK-47, the world's most mass-produced assault rifle, that guy would be a billionaire if he didn't grow up in the Soviet Union. That guy would be so rich. But just think about that. He made one of the greatest assault rifles ever made in history. And what did he get for it? All he basically got for it is he got a medal, Hero of the Soviet Union. That's all he got. Imagine that. Making one of the greatest assault rifles in the world, and all you get is basically a medal, Hero of the Soviet Union. That's it. That's why communism doesn't work. It's a disaster. I love how Murphy's Law is just hitting me hard. Well, thank you for this super chat, minifig. That rumor better be fake. No home invasions in GTA 6 inexcusable. You had 12 or 13 years to work on this game, Rockstar. I agree with you. Yeah, there should be home invasions. I missed the chat. Well, I'm sorry, Agent Reaper. Let me take a look here. I just ordered Mind's Eye Deluxe Edition. Yeah, I'm gonna play Mind's Eye. I hope that it's I hope that it works. But yeah, think about it this way: is that literally the the only thing that communist countries have provided that capitalist countries have wanted is cheap labor. That's the only thing that they provided that capitalist countries have wanted, and that's because they wanted to maximize profits. And so you think about this, like look at China, where a lot of stuff is made in China because of the cheap labor. So literally, that's like the only thing I can think of that communist countries have like what else have they made? Nothing. Like they've never succeeded in anything. They haven't actually made like a revolutionary product for the world. Like nothing. So it's and here's what I'll tell you. This is that if I lived in a communist society, right? And I would not even bother studying. I would not bother, wanting to be a lawyer, a doctor, or anything else like that. I would just be a garbage man or a janitor. If I'm gonna make the same amount of money as like a doctor, a lawyer, anybody else, I'm just gonna do the most bare minimum job ever, like the job that requires the least amount of work, the least amount of education. I'm gonna do it because there's no point in advancing. People advance careers because they want a promotion, they want a raise. That's the thing is, in the Soviet Union, you get promoted in the Soviet Union, but you get nothing else for being promoted. When you think about that, what's the point of a promotion if you just get more work, but you don't get any extra money for it? So that's why communism by just default is a disaster of a system. My parents grew up under a communist system. My parents grew up in the Eastern Europe, so it's a disaster of a system. Look at Vietnam, for example. It's a communist country, but it has free market ideologies. Yeah, and I will tell you something about that, though. Vietnam's free market reforms are the only thing that saved it. That is the only thing that saved Vietnam. Because I will tell you, if Vietnam never put those free market reforms in, they would be just like North Korea today. Like, look at China, for example. China's economy was collapsing. It was a disaster. Like, Mao destroyed China's economy in the Great Leap Forward. It was a disaster. Massive famine. The whole country was about to collapse. And what did China do? The communists in China realized, this isn't working. Maybe we should legalize some free markets. And when they legalized the free markets in China, what happened? Their economy took off. The same thing happened in Vietnam. Vietnam was a disaster after the Vietnam War. It was, their industry was destroyed. They tried to rebuild it with industrialization, but in a communist society, you're not going to rebuild that quickly like that. And what did Vietnam do? Vietnam decided, you know what? We're going to do some free market reforms. And what did that do? That fixed their economy. And the only country out there, the only country that never went through free market reforms, there's two. There is Cuba and North Korea. Cuba at least allowed North Korea went through no free market reforms whatsoever, none. And what is North Korea today? North Korea is like a disaster. It is the worst country probably in the world to live in. It is such a terrible place to live. The only reason that the reason that Cuba isn't as bad as North Korea is because Cuba, even though it's a very controlled economy, at least trades with other countries. It trades with other countries. It deals with other countries. It doesn't trade with the U.S., but it does trade with other countries. It does. North Korea doesn't trade with anyone. I mean, nothing. I mean, at least Cuba has stuff that they export to other countries, like sugar, bananas, fruits. There's stuff that Cuba at least grows and exports to other countries. What does North Korea export? Nothing. Like nothing. There's maybe the only thing that North Korea exports is weapons to Russia. That's it. Like literally nothing. So it's this is basically the horror of communism. It's a complete disaster. Every single time it's been tried, it is a disaster everywhere. No matter where you try it in the world. No matter if you try it in Africa, Europe, Asia, South America, wherever you try it, doesn't matter the continent. It is always a disaster. It's always a complete failure. Lobby is bugged. Won't let me rejoin. Thank you for the super chat, Minifig. Yeah, but the people in those socialist countries are shocked at how rich the American poor are compared to them. Yeah, and that's the thing is that a working class person in a Western country is always gonna have a better life than a working class person in any communist nation. Always, just throughout history, working class people have had better, better living standards, better wages than they have had in communist countries. And here's the thing is, communist societies are not working class utopias. They're not even societies controlled by the working class. You know why? Because I'll tell you something. America is more pro-working class than the Soviet Union was. 100%. America is 10 times more pro-working class than the Soviet Union. You know why? Tell you why. Because in America, you can strike. In America, you can do that. If you get pissed off, you can strike at your job. You can do that. You can walk out of your job and you can go on strike. You might get fired from your job, sure, but you have the right to strike. The business can't have you arrested for striking. They can't do that. So if you're striking, if you refuse to work, if you decide to walk out, the business cannot have you arrested for that. That's protected by your First Amendment rights, your free speech to strike. However, though, and this is what people don't know, there is not one communist society where it was legal to strike. It was not legal to strike in any communist society. You could not walk out of work. People don't know that. You couldn't walk out in the Soviet Union, China, North Korea, Cuba, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Angola, Yugoslavia. I'm just trying to think of all the communist countries out there. Albania, Romania, Hungary, Poland. There is not one communist country where you could actually strike. If you went on a strike in the Soviet Union, you get arrested. If you basically said, I'm pissed off with these working conditions, and you went on strike, you're going to get arrested in the Soviet Union. People don't know that. And not only are you banned from striking, you are actually not allowed to join a union. That's right, unions are illegal in communist countries. Unions, they're not allowed. And do you know why unions are not allowed? Because the government says workers don't need a union, because the government will protect them. That's what the government says. So in communist countries, the government always says, oh, workers don't need unions because the government will protect them. But in America, you can form a union, and you can bargain with your employer, and if your employer treats you like crap, and he signed a contract with the union can retaliate against the employer. My mom, she's a cleaner in Manhattan, and she's part of a union. And her, what happened was her boss, her company tried to cut a lot of their hours, like a few years ago, and the union basically took them to court and was like, no, you signed a contract that the workers are supposed to work this, and they won. And they had to make a big payout to the workers in the union. So that's the point that I'm getting at, is that in America, we're not a perfect society. We make mistakes, sure. It's bound to happen. But our system is way superior than any communist system that has ever existed on this planet. Way better. Way superior. So that's it. I know that capitalism is not a perfect system. There are problems with capitalism. I'm not saying that it's perfect. But if you compare capitalism to everything else that's been tried throughout history, capitalism is always the superior system to everything else. Everything. There is not a better system than capitalism. It is the best one out there. So it's not the perfect system, but it is the best one out there. North Korea exports to the United States of America. I'll tell you what North Korea exports. You know what North Korea exports to America? They export counterfeit bills. That's what North Korea exports to America. Yeah, people don't know that between 10 to 20% of all counterfeit bills in America come from North Korea. A lot of people don't know that. So if you ever see a counterfeit bill, especially if you're counting money, it's probably from North Korea. Make a new lobby. This lobby's glitched. Okay, I can make a new lobby. Hang on. But we humans are also social by nature. Sure, we might be social. We interact with other humans, but we care about ourselves primarily. I'm gonna have to make a new session, guys, because Minifig can't join. I mean, when you really think about it, at the end of the day, think about it. Who do people care about more? Do you care about your neighbors or your family more? You care about your family more. So people might be social, but they care about their close family the most, and they're very individualist by nature. Maybe there's cultures that are less individualist, but like in America, for example, Americans are probably the most individualist people on the planet. Like American culture revolves heavily around individualism, where like European culture, for example, is more collectivist. Like my parents' country of Poland, their society is a bit more collectivist. A lot of Polish people when they come to America, they're a bit confused that like America is a lot more individualist. I never argue for communism, but socialism seems cool. It puts people over profit. Now, socialism is a disaster as well. Socialism is as bad as communism because at least it allows some free markets, but it's still a terrible system. And here's the thing. I'll tell you about this. People constantly point to like Norway, Sweden, Denmark. They say like, you know, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, all these countries. These countries are socialist countries. Here's what people won't tell you about this. Those countries, the Scandinavian countries, they don't call themselves socialist. Not one of those countries call themselves socialist. The Danes don't call themselves socialist. The Swedes don't call themselves socialist. The Norwegians don't call themselves socialists. They might call themselves social democrats. That's what they might call themselves. But they don't call themselves socialists by any means. Do you know what a true socialist country is? You know what it is? Venezuela. That's what a true socialist country is, Venezuela. You know, the Scandinavian countries are very much still capitalist countries. And does anybody here want to live in Venezuela? I sure don't. You know, I've seen what, you know, I've just seen what's been going on in Venezuela. I've been reading the news. I would never want to live in Venezuela. So that's all I'll say. Venezuela is a true socialist country, and you can see exactly what's going on in Venezuela. Okay. John Birch? Who's that random fisted? The name sounds familiar.
Hello.
I feel like individualism in USA destroyed the education system. No, I wouldn't say that. Personally speaking, here's what I'll tell you about this. I've argued with a lot of people about this, and I've even argued with a college professor about this subject exactly. But I had a college professor that was he was from an East Asian country, and he was basically talking about how in his country that education is like is on a federal level, that federally the education is basically the same across the whole country. And I argued with him, and he was telling me about like how other countries have higher test scores. But here's what I'll tell you, and this is what surprises people. When I say this, it surprises people a lot. But just because one country has higher test scores than America does not make that country's education system better. That's what people don't understand. People think that just because one country has higher test scores, that means that their education system is better. That's not true. Because I'll explain what I mean by that. Is that in America, for example, Americans, if you like compare like Americans, for example, to Europeans, and I'm not, you know, disrespecting Europeans when I say this, but like Americans, for example, value freedom when it comes to education, freedom and individuality when it comes to education. Europeans are a lot more collectivist when it comes to education. They believe that the government should be more heavily involved in that. Americans think that the government generally should be less involved in education. But in America, the ideology is that you have basically the choice of where you want to study, how you want to do it. So if you want to send your kids to a public high school, you can do that. If you want to send your kids to a private high school and pay for it, you can do that. If you want to send your kids to a religious, you know, high school, you can do that. If you want to homeschool your kids, you can do that. And a lot of other countries don't give you that choice. A lot of other countries, they will tell you, no, you have to take your kids to this public school, and that's it. You cannot take them to a private school. You cannot homeschool them. The government is going to tell them everything that we're going to teach them everything. You're not allowed to teach your kids, you know, in generally stuff like that. And so that's the thing, is that if you were to tell Americans about stuff like that, like me as an American, I would rather my country have lower test scores than the rest of the world, but at least have the freedom to choose our education, at least have the freedom to choose how we get educated, instead of, you know, being forced to be educated a specific way. So that's just my personal viewpoint on it. So when people tell me that other countries are better than my country because of like higher test scores, I don't necessarily believe that, because I believe more in freedom of choice. I believe that you have the freedom to choose what kind of education you want and choose where you study. So that's my viewpoint. I'm not disrespecting any country when I say that, by the way. I'm just saying my personal viewpoint on this. But you know, I've seen people say a lot of times. I look at comments. People say, oh, you know, America has lower test scores in this country and this blah 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 this. So this country is like better than America. It's not true. Just because another country has higher test scores doesn't mean that that country's education system is better. And also, I will tell you something. If you look at countries like, for example, like India, you know, China, like, you know, Japan, South Korea. If you look at those countries in general have higher test scores than America. They do. But those students in those countries, Indian students, Chinese students, Japanese students, South Korean students, those students are not as stressed out as American students. Like the stress that those students go through, they have way more mental health problems than like American students do, because it's the education, the work, constantly being pushed, constantly being, you know, overworked with education, constantly having it shoved down their throats, barely any breaks. You know, constantly told to study for exams, constantly going crazy, all of this stuff. And so that's why in those countries, that's why in those Asian countries, the suicide rate is so high for students. That's why the suicide rate is higher than like American students. Because in those countries, kids are basically pushed to the brink. Like they're constantly study, 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 study this, study this. They barely get any breaks, and it destroys their mental health. And a lot of kids can't handle that. And unfortunately, that's what's one of the leading causes of suicide in those countries. That's like, for example, why Japan has such a high suicide rate among students because of that. Because they're so pushed, and also a lot of these you know, a lot of these countries, you know, students go to school for 6 days a week, and they're forced to wear uniforms. They're forced to wear uniforms. They are forced to wear uniforms 6 days a week. Very strict schools. You know, I would never want, you know, to go to a school like that personally. And you take a look at a country like Finland, for example. Finland has I think they have a 4-day week in school. So Finnish kids only go to school for I think 4 days. Correct me if I'm wrong, or it might be 4 hours only. I think it's 4 days or 4 hours, and their students are very happy. They have like one of the most productive and like happy students in the world. So you know, all of this, you know, push for education, it isn't always the best thing. But the thing is that, you know, people have to people have to think about what's good for the mental health of students too. Uh, I know that parents a lot of times want to push their kids to do better at school, but at the same time is you have to think about the mental health of your kids and, you know, what your kids are going through. Letting your kids relax, you know, letting your kids, like, you know, play video games, letting them hang out with friends. That's not going to make them a worse student. You know, give them like a chance to relax, like actually do stuff. But that's basically it. What I was getting at is that just because one country has higher test scores than another country does not make that country necessarily better. And that's what people don't understand. People look at high test scores and they think that, oh, this country's, you know, smarter than this country's because they have higher test scores. It's not necessarily always the case. Thank you, Tactical. I love your stories, entertaining. Thank you. You missed my super chat? I'm sorry, I'll take a look at it in one moment here. Yeah, this AI stuff is toxic. I will agree with you, like, on that. It's like when I was in school, we never had this AI crap. But it's like kids will look up stuff on AI and they'll be like, "Oh, the AI said this, so it's fact, it's true." And then they'll write papers on that. Yara, can you put this in here? It's glitched. Somebody else has to get on. One of the reasons I enjoy this channel is hearing your knowledge on history. Thank you, Rude. Rude Vault Boy. Thanks, dude. Patrick pissed at the Truancy. Do elaborate about that. Wait, what do you mean, Bear? What are you talking about? The problem is not test scores, it's more about student ethics and also school violence. Well, I will say this, every country has, like, you know, every country has their problems and their issues, but I will tell you that, some of the school that I would have gone to, the high school that I would have gone to in the city would have been very dangerous, because I moved, like, in 8th grade, I moved to, like, Long Island, to the suburbs of New York, but the high school that my best friend ended up going to, because he lived in the same neighborhood as me, that school was very dangerous, and I'm actually happy I never went to that school. But that school was pretty dangerous. Kids were such psychos in that school that what they would do is they would take the blade they would take the blade from a kitchen knife and they would actually snap the blade off of the handle, and then they would cut the blade, and then they would put the blade actually in their phones. They would take out the batteries from their phones and they would put the blade in that, and that's how they would basically get blades into the school, and they would stab kids. There was one kid who actually stabbed another kid to death in that school. So it's yeah, there are violence problems. Oh, my opinion of Truancy students skipping school? It's never a good idea to skip school. Why that's horrible. Crazy students. What you said about Indian education is true. In India, a student kills themselves every 20 minutes according to the government. That's horrible. And that's the thing is that like the people that always talk about really high test scores, they never want to hear about that. They never want to hear about it. Like you bring that up to them and they'll completely ignore that. They will completely disregard that. They'll pretend like that's not true what you're saying to them. But I've heard people say, oh, Asian countries have higher test scores. Asian countries are better than like America when it comes to test and education. And then I bring up the suicide rates and I say, this country might have like, higher test scores than American students, but American students aren't as stressed out as Asian students. Like students in like Asia, like they're going to school like 6 days a week, barely have any breaks, constantly working and working, constantly pushed for all these exams, overloaded with all of this schoolwork, and because of that, it just takes a toll on their mental health and it causes a lot of suicides. So that's what people won't talk about. Is they won't talk about that. If you like compare the suicide rates between like Americans and like students in like Asia, Asian students on average have much higher suicide rates than Americans do. Worst thing that Brian Griffin has done. You're talking about Family Guy. The worst thing Brian did is probably the real estate scam that he was pulling on Quagmire. What is your take on the European Union? Um, as when I talk about the European Union, I'm gonna have bias, but it's my bias is gonna be strictly coming from a Polish perspective. So like a Polish perspective on the European Union, because I have family in Poland, so I'm gonna be speaking specifically through it like a Polish perspective on it. Um, Here's the thing, when people say that Poland is the most pro EU country in Europe, that's not true. There are polls out there that like show like Poland has like an 80% approval rating with the EU, but those polls are not true. The reason they're not true is because those polls only ask Polish people if they want to leave the European Union. Most Polish people don't want to leave the European Union, but it doesn't mean that they're necessarily fans of the European Union. So, from a Polish perspective, most Polish people, they want to stay in the European Union. They like trade in the European Union. So like the free trade between countries in the European Union. They like the free travel between countries in the European Union. Like going from one country to another to work in another country. Polish people like that in general. And they don't have a problem with like people from like other EU nations also coming to Poland. But what Polish people really don't like about the European Union is they don't like the politics of it. They really hate that part of it. They hate the political bureaucracy. They hate the fact that other countries interfere in Polish affairs. They really don't like that in general. So that's what Polish people really don't like about the EU, is that a lot of Polish people, for example, they say that they joined the EU as like a trading bloc. It was meant to be a trading bloc, but instead of being a trading bloc, it basically became this bureaucratic political like movement. Like my cousin, for example, my cousin is British, and my cousin voted to leave the European Union. And he voted to leave the European Union because he was pissed about the fact that the European Union was just constantly like interfering in Britain's affairs and constantly trying to make laws in Britain. And on top of that, it was the fact that the EU laws were like superseding British laws. So like if Britain like basically passed a law and that law was not compatible with the EU could just basically abolish it and say no, EU law is supreme, and they'll just get rid of that. So that's in general what people and the thing is, if the EU does not reform this, the EU will break up in the future if they don't reform this. They need to stop the bureaucracy, because the thing about this is, whenever people complain about the EU, whenever people do complain about it, the people who defend the EU, they constantly lash out at them. They attack them. They call them bigots or say that you're ignorant and all this stuff, but they don't understand why people are pissed at the EU in the first place. Instead, what the EU should be doing is it should be trying to reform itself. It should stop being such a political bureaucracy and start focusing more on economics. Stop interfering in other countries' affairs, and instead just let other countries trade. Do free trade. Most people support free trade between countries, but don't push laws on other countries that don't want it. That's what pissed off people in Poland. Like France and Germany, for example, they did that a lot to Poland. They constantly would put sanctions on Poland, and when the Polish government did something that they didn't like, they would constantly sanction it. Like for example, like do you know that Poland historically is a country that has been robbed of a lot of its natural resources. Like the Germans and the Russians historically have robbed Poland of a lot of their natural resources. One of the biggest resources in Poland is, for example, coal. Coal. There's a lot of coal in Poland, and Poland can actually make a lot of money from selling that coal. But what happened is when Poland actually tried to mine the coal mines, the Germany in the EU went against Poland, and they started interfering in like Polish affairs, and they told Poland that Poland can't mine coal because it's bad for the environment and all this. And so, when you think about that, they're telling Poland, another country, that they can't mine coal in their own country. Why should a country like Germany have the right to tell a country like Poland they can't mine coal in their own country? And a lot of Polish people see that and they get pissed off, and they say basically like, Germany's being imperialist to us. They're interfering in our affairs. And they see like Germany, this really big rich country, and they're like, why do they have the right to tell us what to do? If we want to mine coal in our own country, we should be able to mine coal in our own country. So ultimately, I know my answer is a little more complicated on that, but the point that I'm getting at is if the EU wants to survive, it should stop interfering in other countries' affairs. Focus on trade. That's what everybody likes, trade. Focus on free trade, but stop getting involved in other countries' affairs, because all it does is pisses people off and makes people want to leave the Union. Let me see here. Worst thing Patrick did in SpongeBob? Oh, I have to think about that one. What just happened? Oh, you're trying to lose the cops. Okay, I see. That's the same stance that China and India said to the U.S. and others in regards to CO2 emissions, and I agree with that. Though I don't think like I don't think that that the U.S. should be telling other countries how to mine resources in their own country. So if India and China want to mine something in their own country, that's their business. That's that. I can help you right after this. Minifig, I'm gonna help WRV sell his bunker right after this. Did you see my earlier super chat? Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Let me take a look. Favorite new game you played this year? A new game that I played this year. My favorite one? Ace Attorney Investigations, yeah. It came out last year, but I didn't get the chance to play it until this year. Ace Attorney Investigations. How do you budget for buying new games and electronics? I rarely buy electronics. Not really much. For new games, I haven't really bought any new games in, in some time. Do you think Karen, Hosea, Sean, and Lenny would have joined? Yeah, Karen, Sean, and Lenny and Hosea would have definitely been on Arthur's side in that 100%. Yeah, definitely. If they are telling you not to do something, they should give you some kind of compensation for not allowing you to do it. Here's what I'll tell you about that OIT. I'll tell you guys a crazy story about this. You guys remember how I told you that Germany would like tell Poland that they can't mine coal in their own country? They were saying, oh, it's bad for the environment. The Polish can't do this. But I'll tell you this. Germany forced Poland to close down its coal mines. During years ago. So years ago, Germany basically in the EU forced Poland to shut down its coal mines. And that was a huge part of Poland's economy. It put a lot of mine workers out of business, and they were pissed about that. They were angry. Now, what ended up happening was a couple years later, that really horrible war starts in Ukraine. Russia attacks Ukraine, and Germany and Poland reopens its coal mines. And when Poland reopens its coal mines, guess what Germany says to Poland? Russia cuts off its gas to Germany. And then at the same time as Germany is demanding Poland now export coal to them. So they told Poland at the start, they told Poland, shut down your coal mines, it's bad for the environment. Then when Russia cuts off Germany's gas, Germany basically says to Poland, sell us your coal, give us your coal right now. And Poland was like, no. That's what the Polish perspective was like. We have to help our own people. Our people are going to suffer in the winter without this Russian gas. We're going to heat our own homes right now. So we're going to focus on our own country. And that pissed Germany off. But that was basically Poland's perspective, is that they had to take care of their country first. But that was that's it. That's why Poland has had so many problems with the German government. It constantly interferes in Polish affairs, as people get so mad about that. Let me see. Am I in a CEO? WRV, can you invite me to your business? Your bunker, please invite me. Leaving the EU has a detrimental effect in my local region in recent years. Well, leaving the EU would definitely have negative effects too. But the point, here's the thing. I never said that leaving the EU or joining the EU is a good or bad thing. The only thing I said is I basically said my perspective on it. But I'll tell you something. If more countries leave the European Union, that won't be the fault of those countries. It will be the fault of the European Union when that happens. Because if the European Union wants to stop countries from leaving, stop interfering in their affairs. That's all they have to do. Stop interfering in other countries' affairs. Stop telling countries how to run their political systems. Stop interfering in their elections. Stop telling them they can, mine coal in their own country. Things like that. Stop interfering in their affairs. And less countries will want to leave the EU. But when you have this giant, bureaucratic body constantly, interfering in other countries' affairs, people get pissed about that. Okay, I can help you with that, too, WRB.
Believe.
Your Polish love from Hungary, brother. So thank you, Juanito. Thank you for the super chat. Can you help me with my casino heist double money tomorrow? Yeah, I can help you tomorrow. Just make sure to remind me, agent, please, just send me a message tomorrow on PSN to remind me. You're so wrong and so right at the same time about the EU. My views are only my opinion. I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't even claim to be right. One guy asked me my viewpoint, what I basically think, so I just answered it. That was my viewpoint, what I think. And the thing is, I explained it from a Polish perspective. So everything that I explained there is from a Polish perspective. That's how a lot of Polish people feel about the EU. So that was basically that. You can ask most Polish people; they will have the exact same view that I basically explained right there. That they're basically pissed about other countries interfering in their affairs, and that's why they don't like the EU in general. Oh, hey, Joker, how are you, dude? Okay, here we go. Next one. Okay. What's your thoughts on Japan and Russia's feud over the Kuril Islands? I think those islands belong to Japan. I don't think that they belong to Russia. I think those islands historically are more... Japan has more of an argument for it. Thoughts on the upcoming Alien Earth series? Wait, what? What are you talking about, Joker? Do you think Salieri was a good Don? No, Salieri was a terrible person. The thing about these cars, what people forget about them, is they're great off-road. On GTA Joker? Have you heard about the have you heard of the Red Dead Redemption 2 PS5 port rumor? Yeah, people have talked about it to me before, but I haven't heard about it personally. What kind of question is that, Jay? He was an evil man. One of the worst human beings ever. You're a man of honor, thank you. Okay, here we go. Okay, got that. Have I tried GeoGuessr? Yeah, I versed Dark Viper AU a few times. What's my favorite Heat action from Yakuza 0? Wish you could talk more about gaming pads. Sure, what do you want to ask me, Ant? But, will GTA 6 have crossplay? Possibly. Who needed help with their casino heist, by the way? Bro, tell us a life lesson you've learned, learned about, good or bad. I love a good story. Think of something. I will tell you this, you need help Beyonder? Do I have you added Beyonder, by the way? I'll give you guys some advice here. I've told this one before. Joker might not have heard this one before, but the easiest way to tell if somebody is taking advantage of you in real life, there's actually a way you can tell. This works pretty much 100% of the time. Yeah, I'm gonna do Mercenaries 2 one day, and I'll do it. I can add you after the stream today, Beyonder. I just can't add during the stream. Let me actually save your name right here, right now. Okay. So now what I was saying here. To tell if somebody's taking advantage of you, this is what you do. If somebody asks you for a favor, right? And this can be anywhere. This can be family, supposed friends, you know, work. If they ask you for a favor, and you have no obligation to help them, but it's still like a favor they're asking you, like, you know, just somebody, you don't have to do it, but they ask you for a favor, help them. So whoever this is, it's like a friend, coworker, family member, if they ask you for just one favor, only one, do it. Do that one favor for them. And then what you want to do is, right after that, you wait until you need help with something. And even if you don't necessarily need help with something, just ask them for help as like a test. Just test them. And basically just say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you do me a favor and help me with this? And if they say to you, because this is what people will do, a lot of times the people that take advantage of others, what they will say is they say, oh, I can't do it right now, I'm busy, maybe another time. If they say that to you, I can't help you after you've helped them, I'm busy right now, maybe another time, say this to them. Say, okay, I'm not busy right now, tell me when you're free. What day and time will you be free on that you can help me with this thing? That's what you say to them. And when you say that to them, the people who take advantage will be completely thrown off by that. They will not expect that. If they start making excuses again, like a second time, and they start saying, oh, I don't know, it's like, you know, this, blah, 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 at that point, they've been using you. They were taking advantage of you. If they make an excuse on the second one at that point, they've been taking advantage of you. And that's basically it. You just help somebody one time with something, and if you ever need help with anything again, you ask them for a favor, and if they can't help you, never help that person again. Never do that person another favor, and never help them again. And if they ask you for help in the future with another favor, don't even argue with them. Just say to them, I can't, I'm busy. Say the exact same thing they said to you. You don't have to justify yourself. You can just say to them, I'm sorry, I'm busy, now too. That's it. Crap. Yeah, it's unfortunate, when people, sometimes when people are, you know, too nice, it's a scam. They're trying to take advantage of you. I've learned that the hard way. When I was in retail and customers were, like, really nice, like, really, really nice, like, super nice, they were always trying to pull something. They were always trying to pull something. Always. It was always some kind of scam. Something they were trying to do. So, like, literally, that's, I've learned that, too. It's okay, Lava. It would be a disaster then, Andrew. Examples of customer scams? I'll give you an example. There's a guy, do you know what the most dangerous scam that I've seen happen? The most dangerous scam that I've seen, and I've seen it happen a lot of times when I worked in retail. The con artists. The con artists, they are the most dangerous scammers out of all of them, because it's the easiest to fall for their scams. It is the easiest. They're the easiest to be tricked by the con artists. And the con artists are a different kind of scam. They're smooth talkers. They're very smooth talkers. They know how to talk to people, and they can trick you very easily. But I'll give you an example. A regular scam that happens in retail is a customer will steal an item, and typically the item that they will steal something small but expensive. Small but expensive. And the number one thing that got stolen in my job in retail were probiotic pills. They were the most common thing that got stolen. Those little small, you know, jars of pills, they were very expensive. Like, you know, some of them could go up to $100. And so customers would steal that. And what they would do is they would come in, and these idiots, they would come in with like a bag, like a store bag, like the bag from the store, and they would just take it out of the bag and just throw it on the table and like refund. And they think that just because they come in with a bag, that you're gonna think they actually purchased the item. And what they want is basically you to give them store credit, and then what they do is they take that store credit and get free stuff, or they sell the store credit to other people for a discount. That is basically what they do. It's a very common scam, and you can tell very easily because it's usually young people that are in their 20s that do this stuff, and a lot they have the exact same story. It's always my grandma didn't want it, my mom didn't want it, whatever it is, and they never have a receipt. Never receipt. There's never things when you ask them what date and time they purchased it on, they can't give you a definite answer. It's always like it's always that. But here's the thing: those guys are pretty easy to see that they're scammers. The dangerous people are the con artists. The con artists, they're even worse. The con artists, what they do is the con artists are pickpockets. They are pickpockets. I've seen these guys. I haven't seen them actually pickpocket people, but I know how they get their stuff. They pickpocket. They don't steal stuff off shelves. They pickpocket. And so these guys, they won't come in with stolen merchandise. What they come in instead is stolen credit cards. So like they will pickpocket somebody's wallet, or they'll like take somebody's like bag. Like if you go to the bathroom for like like a minute and just leave your bag outside, they will take it. Where I grew up in New York, if you leave your stuff outside for just like a minute, they take it. Like somebody would just swipe it. They take it really fast. You never like, you know, in New York, you never like, you always keep your stuff right next to you. But they would take the credit cards. And what these con artists would do, the con artists would do the exact same thing. They come into the store, right? And they're dressed very fancy. They're dressed even fancier than me. Like they come in with a suit, and this is a very fancy, very expensive suit. Usually they will have like a watch on, expensive watch at the same time, or it might be fake. It might look like a real watch. And what they will do is they will go to the card section where the cards are, and they'll buy like a card for like a wedding. The most common one is a wedding card. They buy a wedding card, and then what they do is they buy like 5 Visa vanilla cards. Like, you know those vanilla, those Visa cards that you can buy at like stores that you can put money on them? The scammers will take that stolen credit card and they'll basically try to purchase like 5 of those, you know, those Visa cards. And they will basically say like, you know, oh, I'm buying it for a wedding. So like they'll bring up like they'll bring up like the wedding card and they'll be like, oh, I'm here for a wedding. You know, this is for like, you know, my best friend or whatever and stuff like that, and his fiance and their family and stuff. And it's almost the exact same thing as the wedding. And these guys are very quick. They will distract you. Like, these guys are really annoying. Like, really annoying. Like, the con artists, they will not stop talking. They don't shut up. They will keep talking and talking and talking. They will say, oh, how's your day going? And you know, the second that you respond how your day is going, they will have another question right up there. Oh, what time is it right now? You know, you have a lot of customers today. You know, have everybody been nice to you? Like, stuff like that's to get on your good side. Like, they're being nice to you. Like, overly nice. And they will just keep talking. And even when you're counting the money, they will just keep talking. Just try to keep you distracted. I've seen these guys do it. It's really scummy. Really scummy when these people do stuff like this. WRV, let me help you out with your heist right now. I'll help you out with your heist. Let me help WRV with their heist. But the easiest way to see through this scam, here's what you do, guys, is when I suspected that somebody was pulling that scam with the stolen credit cards, the reason that the con artists are buying, the reason that they're buying all those vanilla Visa cards is because the victim, whoever is eventually going to realize their credit cards have been stolen. And what they're going to do is they're going to deactivate the card. And so before the card can be deactivated, the scammer is going to go and they're going to buy a bunch of, like, you know, Visa cards, and the money's already going to be on there. And you can't take the money off of it. And so that's basically what they're doing. Now, easiest way to tell, when they give you the credit card, ask for their ID. It's your business, it's your store, wherever you're working, you have the right to ask them for the ID. If they don't want to give it to you, they don't have to shop there. That's it. And you basically say to them, if they ask you why do you need my ID, you just basically say, oh, I need to check the names on it. And I've asked for their ID. Some of them have refused to give me their ID. Some of them basically say to me, oh, I left my ID in the car. That's what they'll say. And they'll walk out and they won't come back. Or if they do give me their ID, when they give me their ID and I look at the ID and I look at the credit card, and they basically I ask them, why is this name different? You're a man, but the credit card name is a woman. Oh, they'll say, oh, that's my wife's card. You know, that's my wife's card, my sister's card. Or, you know, something like that. I'm borrowing it right now. That's basically what they'll say. And then I'll say, but then why is your last name different on it? That's what they will say. If this is your wife, why is the last name on the card different? And then they'll have an excuse for everything. Oh, that card was before our marriage. That's what they'll basically say. Like, it was like they have an excuse ready for everything. And then I'll say, no, I'm not taking this. And then they'll walk out really quickly. Like, they'll stop being nice and they'll walk out, like, really fast. So that's what I say. Those con artists, like, I cannot stand those people. Like, that is some of the most, you know, annoying, like, disgusting people out there. You know, they do crap like that. And the thing is, though, you would think that somebody that has, like, people skills like that, somebody that knows how to talk like that, because these scammers are not stupid people. They're actually pretty intelligent people. You would think that somebody that has, like, people skills like that they would actually put their skills to a productive use, like, actually productive, like, actually doing something good, like an actual job. But nope, you know, they're instead doing it to, you know, trickery and scamming, because they're too lazy to actually work an actual job. Dude, I still have businesses to sell. Well, Minifig, I was gonna help WRV with his heist. Can anybody help Minifig with his business right now? I promised WRV, because it's very late in WRV's country, and I have to help him out with his heist, Minifig. Can somebody here help Minifig with his heist? KC or Pierston, can you guys help Minifig with his heist, and I can probably help you guys later tonight, if you guys need help with any businesses? Did I ever fight a customer? No, not physically, no. Not like that. I've gotten into arguments, sure, but I've not like an actual fist fight, no. Yeah, he helps people all the time, Minifig. I haven't been able to help WRV with his heist before in some time, so I'm trying to help him out. But is Diamond in the vault? Us two, only us two. We can do it, just both me and you. We can do it. When's next part of Brothers in Arms? Oh, tomorrow, Gunner. Felony fights, I don't know what that is. What's New York like these days? I've never been. Well, I'm visiting family right now in New York, but I moved away though a few years ago, but where I live it's not necessarily a bad area where I live. It's decent, it's just expensive. And WRV, can you buy... Oh, never mind. Okay, let's do it then here. Yeah, Minifig, WRV said he can help you with your sales right after this heist.
Okay, so we're going in through the side door. I hope you brought your A-game because you're not getting...
Oh yeah, you remember that,
I'll be in touch.
You remember that Officer Soldierist. What's wrong, April?
Okay, the softly approach.
I was gonna tell you to buy the clean vehicle, but just forget it. Don't restart WRV.
The key to this whole job is to forget we're attempting a...
So guys, what Officer Soldierist is talking about, there was a scammer that was pretending to be me, like a scammer impersonating me, and he had like my YouTube avatar, and he made like a new account. He had my avatar on it, like no subscribers, and he would just reply to people on my videos, and he would tell people like, you know, you won the professionals giveaway, you know, message me on Telegram, and you know, stuff like this. And I kept blocking his comments and deleting his comments and blocking his accounts, but he kept making more and more accounts. And what eventually happened, I got pissed and I decided to start texting him. So I started texting the guy on Telegram. I was pretending to be like interested in his stuff. And the guy said to me, don't be a vitamin. That's what it was. He was trying to say don't be a victim, but his grammar was just so terrible. He said don't be a vitamin. One of the funniest things ever. I think the funniest fail with a scammer was when I tricked the scammer into praying with me. You guys remember that, when I tricked the scammer into doing a prayer with me? That was probably the funniest one, when I made the scammer pray with me. That was I can't believe he actually fell for that, and I can't believe he was so desperate to get my money that I tricked him into praying. Like,
Metal detectors up ahead. You'll need to find the fuse box on the side of the unit, take it out with a stun gun, and get through before it recovers. That's it. Shorted. Quickly, get through. Heads up. CCTV ahead. The stun gun should disable the camera for a while. Or go old school and time your run.
okay.
You should get away with that one, but take out one more camera and they'll know something's up. You can't shoot down many cameras. It's the kind of thing security tends to notice. Perfect. Never saw you coming. Quicker than hacking it.
The scammers also say WhatsApp me. You wanna know the funniest thing? You wanna know how to piss off the WhatsApp scammers? You know how to do it? To piss them off, text them on a non-WhatsApp number. Like, if you use Google Voice, that's like a way that you can hide your number, like use a fake number. And if you text the scammers on Google Voice, they tend to get really mad. Like, they'll get really pissed.
system. One of you needs to hold the access
WRV, can you open it again?
room. The other runs
If you text the scammers using another app besides
only one way down from here.
WhatsApp, they'll get pretty mad about that.
Just listening to you.
They will always say the same thing. They'll say, "Do you not have a WhatsApp? Text me on WhatsApp." So they tend to get really mad if you don't text them on WhatsApp. If you text their WhatsApp number through a different, program, they'll get pretty pissed. The reason, I guess the reason that they get, I remember,
They'll hit the alarm. Remember, these people aren't idiots. Okay, here we are at last.
I remember I asked you guys why you guys thought the scammers got so mad if I would text them, like, without, using WhatsApp, and a lot of people told me in the comments the reason the scammers get mad is because WhatsApp is encrypted, and so when you're texting them through another app that's not WhatsApp, they get pretty mad. Stay there, WRV. Oh crap, no. I really hope that didn't trigger the alarm. Okay, we're still good? We're good then, okay.
You're so close. See that security checkpoint? The man trap is just beyond it. That's how we like it. See that? That's your man trap, so pay attention. You'll have to swipe both vault key cards simultaneously.
But does anybody know the answer to that question, by the way, in the comments here? Why do WhatsApp scammers get so mad when you text them on a non-WhatsApp number? Like, if you use another program to text their WhatsApp number, why do they get so mad? Because they will always, like, reply to you and they'll say, like, oh, text me on WhatsApp, don't text me on this. Like, they tend to get pretty pissed. But I've noticed that, like, it's a pattern with scammers. If you text them their WhatsApp number on something else, through something else, they'll get really mad. Not encrypted? So, like, what happens if they reply to you, it's not going to be encrypted too then, right? They know they're going to get tracked. Oh, yeah. So I guess that's that then. Oh god, no, not this garbage. April, can you post your comment again? I'm not skipping your comments. There's a lot of people that are just posting. Crap. Oh man, this is stupid right now. This is... I'm the vitamin and the scammer is the disease. Yeah, I remember I said that too. WRV, we're gonna need to restart this heist. I know this sucks. Can you re-invite me to it? I'm sorry, it's glitched. Yeah. That's stupid. What's with the orange flag? What orange flag? What? Where? If you refuse, it disrupts their system of anonymity, encryption, cheap messaging, platform safety, and team coordination. Huh. Because they can't trace you, and they want to find out about your email and other things. Thoughts on the grindability of GTA 6? I really hope GTA 6 is not like a massive grind. And, you know, I will say this. What's probably going to happen is, and I really hope this doesn't happen, GTA 6 Online might require GTA Plus. That's what might happen. Rockstar might do that. And I really hope they don't, but that might happen. I'll just wait for the invite WRV. And WRV, if it happens again with that glitch, because sometimes it happens 2 times in a row, I'll just help you with your heist another time if that's okay. Did April post his comment, by the way? April, did you post your comment? I've been trying to find your comment, but... I don't think GTA 6 is going to be 30 FPS. I don't think so. That's going to be... So many people will be pissed about that. That would be no.
Hey, how come you never got...
That means you pay 3 times to play online. Your internet bill, console multiplayer, and GTA Online. Well, unless you're on PC, then you're only paying 2. I don't think there's gonna be a Michael DLC though. They would have done it by now. Yeah, Marcus, I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. But just think about how greedy the studio is. Can you buy the clean vehicle, by the way, WRV? Okay, let's do it. Yes. Yeah, ready. Here, rush through this. I think we can do it. Okay, here we go. Is that man trap glitch now happening on consoles? Yup. I've had it happen before a lot of times.
Okay, so we're going in through the side door. I hope you brought your A game because you're not getting a warm-up. Drive over there, and I'll be in touch. Okay, the softly approach. With the only crew I know who can speak so little and still make so much noise. But here's hoping. The key to this whole job is to forget we're attempting a career-defining heist and stay calm. Are you calm? Good, 'cause
You're inside the arcade? What?
what's not to be calm about? If you screw up and they see you, we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way, one dead guy at a time. Okay, do you want the good news?
Oh my god.
Well, the good news is that
Is the AC fixed? No.
breaking weekend, so the
Unfortunately, the entire system is gone. I had an HVAC technician come over to my house today, and for people that don't know what's going on, my AC unit broke, and the AC unit is still blowing some air, but it's not blowing cold air, and so we had a technician come out, and he basically told there's WRV. He told me that the AC unit needs refrigerant or coolant. I don't remember what he said. It was like some kind of spray that he said. And what happened is, no, he said that it requires like refrigerant or he said it needs some kind of spray, something that you need to put into the machine. And he said that because the machine is like an 18-year-old machine, that they don't use it anymore. And so now he's telling my parents that they have to get a new system. I actually changed the capacitor myself. I thought it might be the capacitor in the machine. I opened up the machine then. But, yeah. Well, the dedication, especially without AC. I am actually kind of hot, yes. Normally I have the AC in my room set to 65. I'm a cold person. But right now it is 79 degrees in my room. So I am actually a little hot. But I'm using a fan. There's actually a fan blowing up my face from behind me.
circuits on any CCTV camera or metal detector it hits. They recover after a while, so as far as security is concerned, it was just a temporary outage.
No, in Fahrenheit, WRV. Fahrenheit, 65 Fahrenheit.
Your keycard is good for anything up to a level.
Okay, WRV, let's do this.
That's it. Head through the door to the staff lobby.
Oh, April, tell me what's going on, dude? What's your question? Much love. Thank you, Sasuke.
Metal detectors up ahead. You'll need to find the fuse box on the side of the unit, take it out with a stun gun, and get through before it recovers. That's it. Shorted. Quickly, get through. Heads up. CCTV ahead. The stun gun should disable the camera for a while. Or go old school and time your run. Without a sound.
This is gonna be a pleasure, asshole.
Oh no. Okay, restart. WRV, you always want to go for the head. Always for head. Tips for when a player has obtained my IP in GTA. That's really horrible when that happens, Matthew. Oh, by the way, what were people talking about an orange flag? People kept saying that there's orange on the screen. What are you guys talking about? But, tips for when a player has obtained my IP in GTA. That's really horrible when that happens, Matthew. Thank you for the super chat. You know, the people that do that stuff are criminals. That's basically what they are. They're criminals. You know, they're scumbags. The thing is, when a player obtains your IP, there's really no way to tell that they have your IP. The only way that you can tell they have your IP is when you get DDoS. When your system finally, you know, goes down, that's when you know that they have your IP. Every single internet provider, they changes IP things a little bit differently. How I used to, the orange flag behind me? Oh, what orange flag behind me? Oh, that might be the wall. But basically, what I would do to reset my IP address is that I would constantly unplug my router, and I would wait a little bit, and sometimes it would reset my IP, other times it wouldn't.
Go old school and time your run. That's how we like it.
Your parents are gonna have to replace the whole unit, yeah. Yeah. But you know what I'm gonna do? There's supposed to be a technician that's coming tomorrow to quote us on the price. And the thing is that the HVAC technician that came by today, the HVAC technician that came by today, he was a nice guy, but he told me that the people that are coming are gonna quote me on the price, but he wasn't able to tell me what, even the estimate on what he thinks the price is gonna be. But when the people come back, you know, tomorrow, you know, what I found the same system on Amazon, or like a newer system, and I'm gonna tell them, if I want to order this on Amazon, can I just pay you to install it? Because I'd rather order it online and have them install it instead of them being the ones to bring in the new AC unit. Because yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Yeah, they can be very expensive. It's ridiculous. You were quoted 14 grand for one. Oh, I hope it's not that for me. I really hope not. Yeah. But that's basically what I'm gonna say to the guy. Because the thing is, the people who sell that stuff, they get a percentage back. Like, they get a certain percentage from the companies when they are when they order the unit for you. And I'm gonna basically say to the guy, I want to order mine off Amazon online. And I have an Amazon credit card, and so I have 5% points, so at least I can get some money back if I order it from Amazon. But I will basically say to them, you know, hey, you know, I have this thing online, I want to order this, can I just pay you to install it instead? And I guess we'll just see what we go from there and see what happens. But yeah, my mom is really worried, and because she needs to replace the AC unit, and she's really scared that it's going to be a fortune to fix. She's really scared about that. I'm going to help my mom out with that, so don't worry. But it's that's like, the thing is, there's so many scammers out there, so many people that just scam, and I don't know if this company is scamming. Maybe their company is like being like truthful with me. The guy was nice who came over today. He was a nice guy, but it's like, you know, you just never know these days.
Just beyond it. See that? That's your man trap, so pay attention. You'll have to swipe both.
Swipe right here, WRV.
Simultaneously at separate control panels.
Swipe.
That unlocks the system, but even then, we can't open both the inner and the outer doors simultaneously. Get everyone inside the man trap now. I can keep the first.
What do I think of the tariffs? Thank you, Alvinor, for the super chat. I don't know, really, truthfully. I don't know that much about that stuff. So far, I haven't really seen that much of an effect on it, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not, you know, the best to ask for something like that, but I guess we'll see what ends up happening.
Looks like the guard at the vault room isn't there. Happy days. I know this is a special moment for you down there, but trust me, it's about to get a lot more special on the other side of that door. Break out the laser drill, let's do this! just need to target the
What I think of Eustace Winterhull, he's
rush.
yeah,
Push the drill too hard, it'll
real
We're not on a
real
time
piece of
limit,
work as
so we're
Eustace is.
inside. That's disc 3. Good, that's the left side taken care of.
WRV, listen to me. I'm getting everything on the left side of the vault. You get everything on the right side. Do not get the middle until the end. Get the cages. Cages. Middle is the very end. So the stuff that's in the center of the room, very end. Go right, I'm going left. We can get everything. If we're really quick, we can get it all.
Did somebody say diamonds? You should have. Right there, on the carts.
Okay, let's see if we can get all of this.
Seeing as we stayed under the radar, we have a little more time here. Now, your hacker can block the security sensors while you're in the vault, but only for a while. If the system goes quiet for too long, it triggers the alarm as a failsafe. And, did I mention that if the alarm goes off in here, they'll flood the place with nerve agent? No? Okay, well, I'm mentioning it now.
Okay, we're in. Yeah, I wish there was a, like, you could do these missions without listening to Lester's dialogue, because it does get annoying, I agree, yeah. There we go. That's one table done. Oh, great, this cage is locked, okay. Crap, okay. Okay. Oh, no, not this one. There we go, okay. Damn, okay, that door's locked too, okay. Okay, we won't be able to get the two back there, but we can get the ones that are in the middle also. I've gotten all gold before, like, once with 2 people. I've gotten that. It is a bit hard to do it, but it's possible. I haven't ever gotten all diamonds with 2 people, but... Bro, aren't you a trillionaire in this game? Yeah, but I'm taking a 15% cut. I'm helping... Well, I'm billionaire, but I'm helping WRV with his heist. WRV, once you're done with that, just get out.
30 seconds before the failsafe alarm, so make the most of it. 20 seconds. Perfect. Now get out before they smell a rat. Gas incoming. 10 seconds.
Bro, you're heavily underrated and deserve more support. Thank you, Dante.
In and out undetected.
Okay, swipe.
People, that is the mother load. We cleaned them out. Okay, let's see
Swipe.
if we can make the way out as smooth as the way in. Get your key cards ready.
Okay, let's go. Pat, did that guy really punch holes in your wall and scream at night when you were younger? Yes. For people wondering what the hell is he talking about, there was this, I grew up in a small apartment building in New York City when I was a kid, and my parents owned the building and they rented it out to other people. And there was there's this guy in his 20s from Poland that my parents had rented out the place to, and the guy was like the worst alcoholic ever. He would drink all night, drink vodka all night, and then what he would do is he would punch holes in the wall and just scream. And his floor was his where he was right above me, right above my bedroom, and I would basically hear him screaming and punching holes in the middle of the night. It would terrorize me as a kid. The guy nearly drank himself to death 2 times. My dad had to call an ambulance for him, and the ambulance came by to pick him up, and he came back, and then a couple weeks later he nearly drank himself to death, and my dad called an ambulance again, and then my dad told him at that point, get out of here, and he surprisingly agreed to move out, but... Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go. Have I seen the Black Ops 7 trailer? No. Do I drink? No.
Listen up, we have bad news and good news. The bad news is they did a spot check on the vault, so they know it's been robbed. The good news is they have no idea who or how. The cops are on their way, but you can still make it out undetected if you do exactly what I say. If you're caught now, the shit really hits the fan. Must be tiring running around with all that loot.
WRV, can you hold the door open for me just so I can get out of here right after I'm done with this?
I've missed this.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, here we go. Go in. Okay, let's go. Happy birthday, Pro. Your videos always put me in a good mood. My 30th birthday is tomorrow. Oh, happy early birthday, Chad. Thank you for the super chat. Everyone wish Chad a happy birthday there. Thank you, Chad. Happy birthday, Chad. Okay, now we just get out of here. WRV, let me drive.
You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride. Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who you are or where you are. They have patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS. Get to the buyer, don't bring the cops, and we're home free.
Yeah, doing heists of randoms can be a pain.
Hey, poser, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I do a reaction video on the Black Ops 7 trailer. It's gonna be a futuristic sequel to the future events of Black Ops 2. It's in the future? Wait, so it's not like a... It's not going back to the 90s again, it's the future again? $20.35. Oh, okay. So I think I can just... I don't think we're gonna need the clean vehicle for this one, but...
Pinging your GPS now. Don't let them see you make the switch. As long as you don't do anything stupid, you can drive right past the cops and they won't know a thing.
Hang tight. Why not use chopper up as driving out, as getting out? At least when you drive out, it's a little bit more, more challenging. Okay, here.
If the buyer hears so much as a siren, this whole thing goes up in smoke. Lose the cops.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm gonna do here is... Oh, no, no. God damn. Damn. That was an epic fail. I should have just jumped right on the train tracks. I shouldn't have taken that jump across. Crap. Trying to figure out what to do right now. Hold on. Quick, WRV, quick, quick, quick. Oh god, they're on the... Oh man. Oh man, that was... crap. That was awesome. Thank you. I guess, I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here after this, guys, because I'm really hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I'll answer a few questions here before I go, so if you guys want to ask me anything before I go, I'll answer, any questions in the chat. I know, almost messed up. It was close, though, but we got away. What's your origin? What do you mean? I'm an American? Oh, come on, lose these cops. Why are these cops taking so long to go away? There we go. Can we play Warzone? Sure, we could play one day.
You're good. Get to the buyer.
Yeah, I will take a look at it in a little bit, Greens. Yeah, I'll probably give Black Ops 7 a try. It's not that futuristic, at least not like 100 years in the future, but... Like, nationality? I am, I'm a Polish American, but, I am 50% Slavic, and I'm 50% Tatar. So my dad's a Tatar, and my mom is, a Slav. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, a lot of people are requesting Black Ops 2. I'll try to get Black Ops 2 done before Black Ops 6 comes out. Have they made a Black Ops 6, or Black Ops 7? Not Black Ops 6. Have they made a Black Ops, 7 release date yet? When's the Half-Life playthrough? Near the end of this month. Yeah, I'm not looking for much from the update either on GTA. WRV, can you do me just a favor? If you still have time, could you help Minifig with his any of his businesses if he still needs help with that? I just gotta go right now. Though I gotta Mr. Wick, I can help you for Heist a little bit later if possible. I just had to go have dinner with my family soon, but I can help you for Heist a little bit later tonight if you're still on. Call of Duty went too far futuristic stuff. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Minifig. Am I gonna play James Bond Hitman 3 mission? Yeah. WRV can help you guys with the heist if you want. He can help you with that. Did you ever live in a dorm? No. Never spent time in a Navy dorm. Always drove to school. But I guess we'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. The streams have been getting pretty popular the last few days. Like today, 500, 530 viewers right now. It's cool. So yeah, streams have been doing really good last couple of days. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I do really like it. But I'll be going here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Next Red Dead 2 stream will be on Friday. We'll probably do a Yakuza 0 stream completion, getting to 100% later this week. But I will see you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and have a wonderful Sunday. Take care, guys.